looking backwards. Michael is not going to jump up that ladder. He's just trying to get to the camera. We have two brief readings for you. One is from Joshua chapter 24, reading verses 14 to 18, and the second one is just over a few pages in Judges chapter 2, reading verses 6 to 11. Mindful that time is racing on, but I know that the blessing this morning is in the text rather than the sermon. Joshua 24. Now therefore, fear the Lord and serve him in sincerity and truth. And put away the gods which your fathers served beyond the river and in Egypt. And serve the Lord. If it is disagreeable in your sight to serve the Lord, choose for yourselves today whom you will serve. Whether the gods which your fathers served, which were beyond the river, or the gods of the Amorites in whose land you are living. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. People answered and said, far be it from us that we should forsake the Lord to serve other gods, for the Lord our God is he who brought us and our fathers up out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage, and who did these great signs in our sight and preserved us through all the way in which we went, and among all the peoples through whose midst we passed. The Lord drove out before us all the peoples, even the Amorites who lived in the land. We also will serve the Lord, for he is our God. And then just over the page, Judges 2, verses 6 to 11. A portion of scripture that is entitled in my Bible, Joshua Dies. When Joshua had dismissed the people, the sons of Israel went each to his inheritance to possess the land. The people served the Lord all the days of Joshua, and all the days of the elders who survived Joshua, who had seen all the great work of the Lord which he had done for Israel. And Joshua the son of Nun, the servant of the Lord, died at the age of 110. And they buried him in the territory of his inheritance in Timnath-Heres, in the hill country of Ephraim, north of Mount Gash. All that generation also were gathered to their fathers, and there arose another generation after them who did not know the Lord, nor yet the work which he had done for Israel. Then the sons of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord and served the Baals. Very briefly in these few moments, I want us to consider what we have heard today. Just in a few testimonies, a few people getting up and declaring the goodness and greatness of our God. And if this message was to have a title, it would be Remembering His Goodness and Greatness. Throughout this year, you may well have experienced much blessing, and in truth that may have come through the hands of very many different people. But be assured that the core root of that blessing is our God. He is the maker of all good things, as the hymn is put it. All good things around us. All good things around us are sent from heaven and earth. Those of you who know me well, you know that I'm an Old Testament anorak. I love the Old Testament. But something was systematically flawed in this period of time. Joshua was one of just 2 people who had experienced the harshness of what Egypt was and slavery, who witnessed the whole 40 years of the wilderness experience. And though some of you may say that they were wasted years as a result of sin and the 10 bad spies, but can I say to you that in the hands of God, there is no such thing as wasted time. Even the hardest, the harshest, and most hurtful periods of your time, God will find a Romans 8:28 moment, and in all things, it will work for his good, according to his good purpose. What went wrong? How could we get from a generation who were proclaiming the greatness of our God, and then we're told that when they had gone home, when they had died, there came about a generation who did not know him. We could almost be talking about Wales. We could plot the same journey from 1904 through to now, but with one massive difference. All who had experienced the goodness and greatness of God had died, but you still alive. And though we may make the comparison today between those people who started on a horrendous journey of the cycle of sin, of going their own way, of crying out to false gods, of crying out to false addictions, of crying out to compulsive behavior, and those effects of that sadly leading them into slavery, and then crying out to God and saying, we realize the error of our ways, and God then coming and restoring them, and then them going through the whole jolly thing again. Trust me, there was nothing jolly about it. All that they went through, we have today something that they didn't have. A testimony that is still alive and well. Fast forward to Revelation, and you will read in Revelation how we overcome. The blood, the Lamb, and the power of testimony. As much of a blessing as the last few months have been, there have been some times when I've been very frustrated with ministers who have visited me and considered what we're doing, and let's just say they wanted to debate. I don't do debate. Number one, because I'm picky. But number two, time is short. And I want to ensure that my 84 hours I use a week for the Lord are optimized, and I use them positively. There's nothing positive in terms of debate. We can debate the word until the cows come home. And notice, nobody can debate your story because it's your story. They can debate your interpretation of the word, but they can't debate your story because it's your story. We have a wonderful opportunity at the end of 2017 to live consider His goodness and greatness in our lives, we are the ones who have been entrusted with the truth. And I'm not talking about standing on street corners on a suitcase, becoming street preachers, screaming out the gospel message to people that really don't understand in roughly the 30 seconds that they have as they walk past us. Everyone in this room has access to a group of people that nobody else has access to. And that's all I'm asking you to do as you step into 2018, is to pray into this one thing. What has the Lord invested in you as far as His blessings in your life, that in the simplest way you can share with someone else? There's no brain surgery about the gospel in the Lord Jesus Christ. There's no brain surgery. I've been blessed in these last couple of weeks to meet someone and to experience a street worker. To my shame, I did not realize there are rough sleepers in Poseidon. I say that to my shame. I didn't know. And I've met with someone who actually works with those rough sleepers. And when he meets them, he shares a story. He shares the truth of what Jesus has done in his life. And very quickly, because time has beaten us, but one of those such stories he shared with a man who it just broke him because he realized that he was lost. And within 24 hours, this man had given his heart to the Lord. Within a week, we'd homed him. And those of you who will be here this afternoon will see him. This is what God does. This is what God does. And my challenge to you is this. Why do we have to leave it to other people to share this stuff? It's the easiest thing over a cup of coffee when you're meeting with a friend who doesn't know the Lord. To simply say, realize that you're going through pain. I know it sounds alien, but prayer works for me. And it's not that the prayer and the meditation works, but the truth is that it's who I'm praying to. It works. Because Jesus died for me. And to lead into a personal story of a time in your life when you prayed for something and the Lord provided. Folks, we stand at a crossroads. Literally, we do. But in life, we stand at a crossroads in a broken, hurting world. As we step into 2018, we have an opportunity to remember His goodness and greatness and share that with the generation who have not got a clue. I'm so blessed with what's going on in the school. Every term time week, the infants are having an assembly on Open Book. Every term time Monday. I don't know about you, I think that's amazing.
Amen.
I think that's absolutely amazing. We were part of the gripers for so long. I'm sorry, folks, I'm done with gripers. We can't stand around saying, oh, the school's this, the school's that, and the schools don't put on a nativity. And folks, if we don't like what people are doing or not doing, we need to do something about it. And I'm so thankful to our chaplaincy department who are. And what I'm saying is this, in stepping into 2018, we can step back and look at a generation like this generation here who are so far divorced from the goodness and greatness of God and all that went on in the Welsh revival. Or we can share with them our experiences of just what God has done. Your choice. We're going to sing our last song together. To God be the glory.